How's it going, my dudes? Welcome back to another video. So for today, I am going to show you a very free-to-play comp that can effectively defeat the Golem EX on solo and achieve the Tomb Raider trophy. You are currently looking at the team. It is made up entirely of 3-star units and completely free to play armaments except for one. Okay, so except for one, the middle armament is a Lindworm. This will be a gacha armament. But because the game is kind of generous on armament tickets right now and the Lindworm's drop rate is 1.5%, I think it's still rather obtainable. And even if you do not have the Lindworm, you can definitely use other kinds of armaments. I don't really think it's that crucial for you to reduce 23 attack for the Lindworm and the Lindworm core together, or potentially even more if you fully awaken the armament, but its effect is pretty nice for what we are trying to achieve over here. So mine is only at awaken once, and it reduces 13 to all elemental damage taken for this unit. So the core does a pretty similar effect, minus 10 to all elemental damage taken for this unit. So this allows unit 2 to be extremely tanky, and as you can see over here, I am using the new Clara unit as a main with Faf as the sub. So the reason why I'm using Clara as the main, there are a couple of reasons. Let's take a look at the abilities first. So for Clara, ability 2, while your HP is below 60%, you add 30% to fire resistance for this unit. And as a main, when your HP is below 80%, you take damage in place of all other allied units, which is kinda nice if you do not have buffs and therefore your Faf can no longer tank for your team. And not only that, you add 60% to fire resistance for this unit. So all in all, I think having Clara as a main is going to be a little bit more powerful than running Faf as a main, because Faf's main increases your fire resistance up to 45%. It is very different to what Clara can do, which is 60%. And not only that, let's take a look at Clara's skill, right? So when your HP is below 60%, you shield yourself with a flurry of blows, increasing fire resistance, and you restore HP for Clara. So whenever her HP dips below 60%, she will then improve her fire resistance even more and then continue to heal herself. So she's a very good sustain unit on her own. And for the rest of my units, let me explain why I'm using Trista over here. I've never covered Trista before, but she's going to be quite important because if you take a look at her leader skill over here, you increase buffs duration by 35%. This applies to all kinds of buffs, including recovery effects. So for example, Caillou and Corina, they both have 10 seconds of regeneration. So if you increase that by 35%, you're going to have 14 seconds of regeneration. And 14 seconds of regeneration gives you 7 ticks of healing. Because just like poison, HP regeneration also ticks every 2 seconds. So running Caillou and Corina is going to be perfect because now we have a lot of heals. And practically every unit on this team has an attack buff. So Adil has an attack buff, Faf has an attack buff, and Caillou has an attack buff. And Adil also lengthens attack buff duration on himself by 50%. So we technically only have one single DPS here, that's going to be Trista, but her DPS is not going to be amazing, so just take note of that. This team is going to be rather slow, but slow is not a problem because all you need to do is to achieve a solo victory against Golem EX and then you can get your trophy that way. And this team is completely free to play, so let's take a look at the team in action. So Clara is going to be an amazing tank for us for this run, and in fact, the whole point of this video is not really so much as to show you how to achieve the trophy really easily, but also if you are a new player, there is really no excuse that you cannot survive on Golem EX. What I'm showing you over here is a very easy and cheap way for you to sustain enough, and even if you do not do enough DPS, at least you survive through to clear this out. At the end of the day, it's very important that you farm up the Golem EX armaments because those are going to be very important for you for many other content types in the game. Because Fire Pen Flip is super strong right now, and the Golem armaments are really crazy for that. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this team for multiple reasons. Okay, so number one, obviously Clara's a super strong tank. She eats a Firestorm for breakfast, and Trista and Adil makes for a very good breaker. So in this run, you will see Trista breaking the boss a lot of times, and that's because Trista's skill actually works really well with Adil's penetration. And slot 3 is just really good for heals. I would definitely use these two units instead of using a Liesel. I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, hey, I have a Liesel. Is Liesel gonna work a little bit better? Honestly, no. Liesel only heals for one single tick, which means that her heal doesn't scale off Trista's leader buff, so I will always recommend recovery effects instead. And apart from just the attack buff, Liesel doesn't really provide a lot of utility, and her skill gauge is 500, which is way too long. But also do take note that every single unit on this team is at level 100. At least I think they are level 100. But I am sure that all of their mana bots are fully maxed out. So you may need to put a little bit of effort to farming those resources. But anyway, I think you have seen enough of the run to understand how it works and how it sustains really well. So I'm just going to speed up the run a little bit for you guys. But I do think that this is a good place to end the video. If you want to continue to watch the video, please go ahead. Or you can just skip right to the end to see our run time, which is really horrendous. But hey, if it works, it works. And because the run took so long, it is very unlikely that this is just a matter of luck. This team definitely works. So yeah, go try it for yourself. Let me know if this team helped you achieve the trophy, or if you know of an improvement. Don't forget to leave it down in the comments below. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. Subscribe for more World Flipper content, and this has been Free to Play by the way, and I will see you, as always, in the next video.